decided to create a series of playlists that are all really about what is the best possible outcome for somebody who's going into the prison system or somebody's in the prison system, because we really present these videos inside of jails and prisons across America, and these I hope that they're inspiring to people inside. They help them understand how the decisions they make today will have an influence on what they become in the months, years, and decades ahead. Earlier this morning, I began creating a list of videos that I wanted to make that would really recharacterize the new Prison Professors YouTube channel. Now, I began that channel back in 2012 when I was still in the halfway house. In fact, if you look, if you click the video tab above and you go to oldest, you will see that I began this in this channel, I think in late August 2012. And at that time, I was just beginning my term in the halfway house, where I would serve my final year of 26 years in prison. And I didn't know what I was doing. Of course, when I came into the system, there was no such thing as YouTube, no such thing as an email system, no such thing as the internet. So, having been incarcerated during that entire process, I really had to learn how to use it all. And truthfully, as I look back, I can see that I made a lot of mistakes. Or there's a lot of things that I would have liked to have done differently. But I am glad to have been recording the journey that got me from there to where I am right now. And I'm filming this at the end of June in 2020. As I'm thinking of what I'm going to do going forward, I really want to make YouTube a bigger part of that project. Also, the Prison Professors podcast. Now, previously, I used these tools as an effort to grow my business, and it worked well. It kept me on track, it kept me focused, but it didn't allow me to have as big of a reach as I would have liked with regard to helping people going into the system or helping people that are in the system understand how to prepare themselves for the best possible outcome, regardless of what stage of the journey they're in. And so, I have a partner, Justin McPurdy, who runs our other division called White Collar Advice. And Justin really focuses on providing that type of one-on-one consultation that a lot of people need. He also quarterbacks a team of sentence mitigation experts that assist other people who are at various stages of the journey. With Prison Professors, we are going to develop this tool as a platform for institutions, agencies, schools, business. And so there will be no sales, so to speak, on Prison Professors, just insight that people can use to help disrupt the mindset that prevails in so many jails and prisons across America. And in fact, quite frankly, on the YouTube platform itself, where you see quite a few channels that really glorify and sensationalize the more typical adjustment through prison. And although the producers of those programs I commend for having turned their lives into something very positive and productive, giving a channel of information to people who want it, much like the A&E network or Nat Geo profiles the sensational aspect of prison. But what we want to do on Prison Professors is show how we can get a different outcome, an outcome of success and prosperity that really we used, everybody on our channel used to make it. So you see what I do is every day I try to stay productive. Here I'm on my treadmill running while I'm simultaneously watching content. I've just finished a little 7.5 miles of running, and I kind of wanted to use this to document how that is done. So right now, while I work to take off my shoes, I'm going to take the next phase of the process of my commitment to fitness, and go back out to the pool and exercise and talk a little bit more about what it really means to prepare for success. This is where my workstation is every day. You see, I've got a green screen behind me because of when I'm producing inside of a prison, I like to block the background out, and that way I can kind of hover over the videos that I'm making. This is an awesome mural that came in our home, and this is the computer where I work. This is the mic that you'll see I get really good audio from. Sometimes I film over here. Earlier today, I filmed a video in our living room where I wanted to talk a little bit about the importance of making a plan. And so you see I still have my cameras set up here, and that's where I filmed this video this morning, talking about the importance of documenting a strategy, creating tools and tactics, and aspects to measure success. So I like to show all of these, this aspect of what it takes to really work and to build something when you're inside of a prison. I'd love to profile my wife, but she's a little camera shy, although we're very grateful to Strong Prison Wives and Family for having profiled us. I think she'll join me out here in the pool now. We live not too far from the ocean here in Laguna Niguel, California. And every day after I run, I like to come in here and just kind of refresh. But before I jump in the pool, actually I can do this while I am in the pool, if you can bear with me here. I'm going to get on this little raft that my wife got for me and step into the water, which is super nice after a run. And there we go. And so here is the manner in which I kind of cool off after a very early morning of exercise. And actually, it's not early morning anymore. I started my filming early this morning. Right now, it's rather probably 2:30 in the afternoon. And so I'm just going to sit here and talk a little bit about my wife and talk about these 10 videos that I'm going to be filming as part of a series. I've decided to create a series of playlists that are all really about what is the best possible outcome for somebody who's going into the prison system or somebody's in the prison system, because we really present these videos inside of jails and prisons across America, and these I hope that they're inspiring to people inside. They help them understand how the decisions they make today will have an influence on what they become in the months, years, and decades ahead. I really don't like the messaging that anybody who's inside of prison is destined for failure and struggle, and yet that's the message that so many people get. And if we want to change that outcome, we've got to show best possible solutions. And the way we do that is through these videos that I'm going to be sharing with you on the Prison Professors channel. As I wrote about in planning, you know, the real strategy is to develop the CEO mindset, which requires us to develop a strategy, one that we can document. It requires us to also create tools, tactics, and resources, like these videos are tools and tactics and resources that I will use to help other people reach their highest potential. And I will share these inside of jails and prisons. And then, of course, we've got to measure our progress every day. I think I'll cut away when I'm editing this video to show you the 10 that are in the first queue. I've already filmed the first one in this series, which is called, I think it was called Why I Got 45 Years in Prison. And the second one was called How I Make Plans. And then there's a series that I will profile at the end of this video, or I might just weave over this section right here so that you can see those titles. They'll be coming out every day. And the purpose, the way that I did it was also a strategy, a very tactical strategy, because I want to begin building more awareness on best possible outcomes of the prison system. So I went into YouTube, I got a tool called TubeBuddy, and with that tool I started looking at, well, how many people are searching for a specific word? So you will notice that the titles that I used in the book were very intentional. They were intentional with hopes of finding a way to gather more views. So if you are watching this video, that's one of the things that you will find is I never ask anybody to do anything that I am not doing. If I tell you to come up with a strategy and document it, you're going to see me coming up with a strategy and documenting it. That strategy for me is going to be make a better use of YouTube, publishing every day. It will also be require that I spend my time methodically doing some research before I film the video, and find out like how many people are looking for this type of information, and how can I relate or create a video that is somewhat related to what people are looking for, and then that will become a tool that is a part of a course that I will create, that I will bring inside of jails and prisons. But if you have a family member, or if you have a loved one that's in prison, you may want to pursue this path yourself and look at our courses and books and see about sending them to your loved one in prison, because we're not in every prison yet. We're in every state prison in California. We are in the several Bureau of Prisons facilities and several state prisons and jails as well. But our goal is to work with more people in jails and prisons, and so I want to create these tools to that's how I'm going to measure my progress, and it's very transparent. I can't manipulate YouTube. Either I published the video or I didn't, and we would encourage you to subscribe to our program. You can just click the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. We will ask also that you leave a comment if there's something that you'd like us to prepare a video about, and talk about what is the best possible outcome of prison, rather than just looking at the stereotypical sensational type of videos about prison. I don't think that that's something that we need to be profiling anymore. There's plenty of people who do that far better than I can. In fact, I wouldn't be authentic if I were trying to present one of those kinds of videos. But if we're talking about success, if you're talking about getting the best possible outcome of prison, that's something I would like to show people how to do. And Prison Professors has an abundance of books and courses. I definitely want to thank our sponsor at cbdtv.com, who makes it possible for us to film these types of products, because they understand that people in jail and prison are really going to have the hardest time acclimating to society in this era of unrest that we are experiencing across our country, with quarantines and high unemployment and all types of other social unrest going across from coast to coast. There are far too many people unemployed that don't have felony backgrounds. So those of us who have a felony background have got to figure out, how do we succeed anyway? And that's what you're going to learn at prisonprofessors.com. So I do hope that you will subscribe. I also hope that you will support our sponsor at cbdtv.com, and leave us a comment if you'd like me to film a video about something else. Thank you.